Sony just had their first State of Play event for 2024, and a few of the announcements have got me really excited. Let's get into it. The first thing that caught my interest is a new addition for the recent Sonic Generations remaster. It's a relatively small thing, and it's probably being used to generate hype for that all but official third Sonic movie, which is supposed to have Shadow. Whether or not you like the movies, can we agree that Jim Carrey is amazing as Dr. Robotnik? Anyway, Shadow, and by extension, Sonic Adventure 2 has been my favorite Sonic character in games since the good old Dreamcast days. So I'm excited to see him come back in a game, and I'm pretty hyped to see him in the new movie as well. Skipping ahead, we got to see a new gameplay for a new Silent Hill game, Silent Hill Short Message, which turns out is a free-to-play, roughly 2-hour-long experience. It tackles some tough themes, and I'm cautiously optimistic for it. It could be a fun and thought-provoking experience, if done right. And so far, with how Silent Hill Ascension turned out, Konami seems to have not learned their lesson after all these years, and continue to hype fans up and then let them down with their bullshit business practices, and need to make everything mobile and stuff to the gills with microtransactions. But I digress. This game is free with no strings attached, as far as I can tell. It's in a first-person perspective, and it does give me Layers of Fear vibes, in that it's a kind of a walking simulator with some story. I didn't really see any puzzles, but maybe there'll be some puzzles. I hesitate to compare it to PT because, yes, it too was more or less a walking simulator, but you had hard puzzles to solve and a thick atmosphere that kept you on the edge of your seat. And I don't get those kind of vibes from it. Who knows, though? It could surprise me once I play it, and Masahiro Ito did do the creature design for it, so at least we have that. Okay, now for probably the most contentious announcement. The gameplay reveal for the Silent Hill 2 remake. And honestly, I'm not too sure what to make of it. It seems a bit too action heavy for what I was hoping for, but if they are able to strike a balance between the snappy over-the-shoulder shooting and melee combat, and instill enough tension and fear, I think it'll be fine. I remember when the Resident Evil 2 remake was announced and everyone doubted it was going to be a real survival horror experience, but they pulled it off, so hopefully BlooberTeam is using that game and Capcom as a guide for this. Though, to be honest, I have my doubts with BlooberTeam, mainly with the subtle nuances and symbolism in the game's story and level design. I don't know if they can accurately bring all the subtext from the original game to life in their remake. I hope I'm wrong, but a Western-developed Silent Hill game hasn't truly gotten it right yet, so we'll see. I never thought I'd see the day where Ken Levine and his Ghost Story Studios that have been working on a new game since pretty much 2014 or so would actually be shown to the public, let alone see some gameplay. But so far, what I've seen has excited me more. It's no secret that I absolutely love the BioShock franchise, especially Infinite. So getting a new game from Ken Levine in what looks to be his usual gameplay style has me hyped. Judas is taking us back to space, a setting I don't think Ken Levine has touched since System Shock 2, and I couldn't be more excited for it. The only thing that I think anyone has really known about Ghost Story Studios is that they've been working on dynamic storytelling mechanics for their games. I think they called it something like story building blocks or something like that. Or like story Legos, I don't remember exactly, but I'm really excited to see the story in this game and the gameplay, and the aesthetic has got me really excited, and honestly, I'm a huge fan of Ken Levine's game, so I'm going to play it regardless. Now, for the final crescendo of the show. That's right, we got a close to 10-minute look at Death Stranding 2, and yeah, it's batshit crazy, as you'd expect from Kojima at this point. I honestly don't know where to start with it. It seems like it's taking on darker themes and a more intense narrative this time around. We got a better look at Higgs, who seems to have gone even further off the deep end by finding a way off the beach as a ghost or something like that. Of course, in true Kojima fashion, we're left with more questions than answers from this gameplay trailer, but there's one thing that I am confident in saying. This game looks gorgeous and stunning. They seem to be pushing the PS5 and the Decima engine to the limit, and I can't wait to see how amazing it will be when it's all put together. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. And after the DS2 showcase, we were given a special announcement on a new IP from Kojima Productions. Hideo Kojima is taking on the action espionage genre once again for Sony. Other than that, there are no details, but just the confirmation that he will be making, which will be more or less considered to be a spiritual successor to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. It's great news in and of itself, and will hopefully make Konami sweat a bit over their remake of Snake Eater. This is by no means a deep dive into the games announced. I really only talked about the games that piqued my interest. There are other games that do look cool. I like Rise of the Ronin. and Dragon's Dogma 2, but I just don't have enough to say about them or the others. The new gameplay for Rise of the Ronin looks cool to me so far. When the game was first announced, it did seem a bit generic to me. I don't know, it's just the vibe that I got from it, but I will definitely check it out. And with the new gameplay, it kind of feels like a samurai Assassin's Creed. I don't know, that's kind of the vibes I got from it because you're running around on rooftops and stuff. So it does look interesting. And as for Dragon's Dogma 2, it looks really cool, but I just could never sink my teeth into the first one. And I'm not too sure why. It's just something about it didn't strike me. I'll probably end up checking it out as well down the line, but we'll see. What did you think about the new games that were shown off? Are you as excited as I am over Judas and DS2? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.